I'm concerned just like Bill Belichick's concerned. I'm concerned just like Tom Brady's concerned. Tom Brady said, I'm hoping that he's that guy. So obviously, Tom Brady hadn't seen that guy. Because Tom Brady had seen that guy, you know what the press conference would be like? Oh, Gronk's look great. We're glad to have him back to full percent. He's going to have a huge impact on this game. Tom Brady said, I hope, because he hadn't even seen it. So I picked that up in the press conference that he hadn't been able to go full speed. He hadn't been spectacular in practices. And this has been we were going to eventually have this conversation. From the time they drafted Gronk, with him having back problems from the University of Arizona, the reason why he was available in the round that he was available, second round, was because of his back problems. Now, you're talking about a young guy with back problems. Back problems don't go away in the NFL. So this is something that he's battled the last couple years. Other injuries, his arm, his forearm, his knee. And then he's also admitted to us, I don't know how long I can play this game. This is a big, big deal. To me, if Gronk wants to go on a good run, this is it. I don't think Gronk's going to be on the Patriots next year. This year he held out all offseason, talking about he wanted to do some other things. I believe that Bill Belichick, he's always early. And Gronk still being on the roster right now is a little late to be injured as much as typically Bill Belichick gets off of a player, even someone like Gronk's ability, by the time they start missing all the games they're missing.
And Belichick tried to, remember? They were working out a trade with Detroit. And Gronk said, I'll retire. I'll quit. Like, no, you're not sending me anywhere. I'm playing with Tom Brady or nobody. So as far as getting off him early, like, it's not like it was just an idea. That Belichick was taking the steps towards that. And it's not because Gronk's overpaid, by the way.
No.
Like, even missing games, Gronk's on such a reasonable contract that they adjusted his contract this offseason, but they're all incentives. And the $3.3 million in incentives, he's not going to get any of them.
No.
Like, he needed to get, I think it was 70 catches. He's got 29. He needed 1,085 yards. He's at 450. He needed 9 touchdowns. He's at 1. So he's not going to reach those incentives. But what does he mean for the Patriots? He's, in my eyes, the only true difference maker they have on offense. Edelman's a really good player, and he's more than just a little slot receiver. He's a really good player. But Edelman doesn't present the matchup problems Gronk does. Sony Michel's been a very good rookie, but he's not one of the 10 best running backs in football. Like, Gronk has been Brady's in case of emergency break glass guy.
Yes.
For years. The last time
and it's almost regardless of what the coverage is. During the game, Brady will read it out. Man, when it's crunch time and it's getting late, especially the fourth quarter or overtime, Nick, he's going to 87.
He's going to Gronk. Like, the last time the Patriots didn't make the Super Bowl, they lost to the Broncos. I think it was 18-16. That game was 18-10, and they have a fourth and more, I think 15, fourth and 20. They go to Gronk down the middle for a 40-yard gain. They score their touchdown going to Gronk in the back of the end zone in double coverage. They don't get the 2-point conversion because he amazingly didn't go to Gronk. Last year, their biggest game of the year against the Steelers, when they got to get 7. They go to Gronk on 3 consecutive plays. This year, against the Chiefs, the biggest plays of the game, 2 of them were to Gronk. He's the guy that he trusts, open or not, I can throw it to him.
Yeah, and it's going to keep him, to me, out of the conversation of the greatest tight ends because his window in his prime is not going to be long enough. You can't make Gronk better than people like Winslow, Ozzie Newsome, guys who played 12, 13, 14 years. Gronk has been special in a shorter window, a lot like Calvin Johnson. So, yes, has Gronk been great? But, yes, the greatest tight ends, Shannon Sharp on this show. They played too long. They were too consistent. Tony Gonzalez, stop. Tony could still be playing football if he wanted to. So that right there and injuries and how they've cut into his career, they also will affect the conversation of where he belongs.
And the news is he is going to probably be back this week against the Jets. There's no telling how long he'll remain in the lineup the rest of the way. How good could this Patriots team be without him? How far can they go if they don't have Gronk? Oh,
they're not Super Bowl not going, because Nick pointed out as far as their road record, how tough it is for them, especially in the playoffs. This year, 3 double-digit losses on the road. And when he's not there, man, Edelman, you think he's short. He starts to look a lot smaller. Josh Gordon has not been able to force them to double team. And the combination of Gronk being out and him being your best offensive lineman, that part right there can't be replaced. I don't care who they have calling the plays, and I don't care who's at quarterback.
Since 2010, every year the Patriots have had top 5 offense, and they've won at least 12 games. They've been to 4 Super Bowls. In 2010's when Gronk got there, yes, Brady continues to amaze and get better, and they had Aaron Hernandez briefly, and they had Welker, and then Edelman. Listen, Gronk is the most talented offensive player Brady's ever played with aside from Randy Moss. But when, to Cece's point, you know I love all-time rankings and all-time lists. I do believe Gronk's apex. I think the best a tight end has ever played is the best Rob Gronkowski played. I also think it's hard to make a case he's one of even the 3 best tight ends ever, because how long you are able to stay at your peak has to matter. It's why the one sports debate, with respect, because I know you agree with it, that is not a debate, is Jerry Rice, because Jerry Rice's apex was as high as anybody's ever, and his longevity was longer than anybody's ever. So he checked both boxes. Like, Gronk only has one of those boxes checked, and the other one, I mean, I don't know if he's going to get to year 10. We're in year 9 right now. And if he said, I don't want to play without Brady, and if you're questioning whether or not Belichick would want him after this year, like, this could be the last run for Rob Gronkowski. It's been an amazing run, but shorter than we would have liked to see.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.